Today's Sunday readings and prayers come with a curious command. We are to rejoice. We are commanded to rejoice. This Sunday bears a special name, Gaudete Sunday, which is the Latin form of the verb to rejoice. It's the command form, the imperative form. And I say it's a curious command because we might not be feeling joyful today. And one of the worst things anyone can do when you're not feeling particularly good is to tell you to cheer up. Why the long face? Have a good time. Loosen up. Hearing those things often only makes us feel worse, angrier, more resentful, less inclined to have fun and to cheer up. However, the good news is rejoicing, the joy of which our scriptures speak, is not the same as cheeriness. It is not an emotion. And again, this is good news. We are not being commanded to conjure feelings that we couldn't summon anyway. Instead, we are being commanded to make room for a gift that only God can kindle in our hearts. And that gift is joy. And our readings show us the way to that gift. John the Baptist is our guide. John the Baptist, wearing camel skin and looking like a wild hermit in his desert, probably did not strike people as a particularly cheerful person. And again, that is not what we are about this evening. John the Baptist prepares the way for the Lord. He prepares the way for joy. And he does so by calling us to part ways with everything that gets in the way of God. He calls us to seek God seriously with all of our heart, all of our mind, all of our strength. And it is by parting with sin and seeking God that we open ourselves to God and God's joy. In our first reading, we are told, we are given the ultimate source of joy. And again, the good news is it is not us. The source of Christian joy is the joy of God in you. The prophet Zephaniah says that the Lord will rejoice in you with gladness. He will sing joyfully because of you, as one sings at festivals. That's it. That's the secret. Our joy comes from recognizing God's joy in us, God's delight in you. Think for a moment about the person in your life that you most admire, that you most want to impress, whose opinion matters most to you. Maybe it's the CEO of your corporation. Maybe it is some famous person. I don't know. But imagine for a moment that you learned that this person you look up to, this person you want to be near, this person you want to be like and liked by, not only likes you, but is filled with joy every time he or she catches sight of you. Imagine how surprised you'd be by that news. Imagine how that revelation would fill you with joy. That person notices me. That person not only likes me, but rejoices every time he or she sees me. That, brothers and sisters, is the message of today's scripture readings. That God, the creator of heaven and earth, God, the infinite source of all there is, delights in you, rejoices in you, and wants to be close to you. Knowing that in a real and personal way cannot help but fill you with joy. And the great tragedy of life and the great tragedy of sin is that we ignore that. Our eyes are turned away from the joy of God in us, and we seek joy in things less than God, and are sad as a result. The command to rejoice is the command to turn from sin and toward our God, who is filled with joy for you and came into this world to fill you with his joy, so that your joy and your peace might be complete. That is what Christmas is all about. That is the invitation this Sunday to rejoice and to settle for nothing less than God's joy in you.